Hi everybody! Welcome to our weekly online training. My name is Danni. I am a Regional Vice President with RVP. So we had a bit of a discussion today and we felt like we needed to add in a bit of an impromptu training that was really important to do. So that's why I've jumped onto this week's call. So we have decided to do a training that because in true Danni fashion, I have prepared a very basic slideshow. I do love my slideshows. Oh, hang on, save that. Let's load them. Okay, so this is called Ethical and Authentic by myself, Danni Wells. So the topics that are going to be covered over the next half an hour are, it starts with the why book, which I'm going to go through in a moment. Then I'm going to move on to being authentic, followed by how to become authentic, moving on to ethics in Arbonne, followed by online networking ethics, in-person networking ethics, and finally sending people back ethics. And then I'm going to close the training and go through a little bit of housekeeping and recognition at the end. So I'm just going to stop my screen share. There we go. Okay, so it starts with why. So when I was on holiday, I read this fantastic book, It Starts With Why by Simon Sinek, and I cannot recommend this book enough. It is brilliant. It's a really easy book to read within about, I'd say about 3 hours, so either in one block or picking it up as and when. And it's fantastic to understand why so many businesses start off with a massive why, like what they want to do to help people, and then what happens to them when they lose their why. So I highly recommend ordering this book, Simon Sinek, It Starts With Why, and it's from this book that my training is going to go on. So Arbonne challenges the conventional thinking ways of doing business. We all know that. We know Arbonne's like no other business out there. So it really does challenge the conventional way of how business works. Arbonne inspires people to become more than what they thought was possible. So Arbonne starts with why, which is great because Arbonne is a little bit like Apple Technology, who were the ones that rocked the digital industry, because before Apple came along, everybody did business or used technology like Microsoft, but Apple came along and they challenged the status quo. They were innovative, they were creative, they were different. They wanted people to think outside the box. They started with why, and that's what Arbonne are doing. Arbonne aren't about selling products. Arbonne aren't about recruiting millions of people to recommend their products. They start with why, and everybody has a different why. But Peter Moore, the founder of Arbonne, his why was to help people. He basically wanted people to be more of what they were able to be, but maybe they don't realize it. So he engulfed this amazing company around products. But let's face it, Arbonne isn't actually about products. Yes, we have the world's greatest products, but the reason why Peter started this business wasn't necessarily because of the products. It was about helping people. He had a passion to help people. So Arbonne does start with why. And for anyone that has read this book, or at least watched the, I think it's 15-minute clip on YouTube for free, that very much encompasses this book in a nutshell, you'll understand that Arbonne does start with why, unlike a lot of other companies. And it's why we are leading the way with network marketing. And it's why we are going to be the company that changes the face of network marketing, like how Apple changed the face of the digital world when it launched the iPod. Everybody said there was no way that somebody could create something had 1,000 songs kept in your pocket, and Apple created the iPod. They were always challenging the status quo to help people. Arbonne will be the company that challenges the status quo in network marketing and changes how people look at network marketing forever. Arbonne will be used in examples from here on out. So when people influence people, influence people with human behavior. So going back to this, Arbonne starts with why. A lot of other companies don't. So everybody wants to sell something. We all are selling every day, all day long. We're selling to our children to brush their teeth in the morning. We're selling to our husband to wash the pots up. We are constantly selling. We're putting ideas out there that we want somebody else to take us up on. So we're always selling. But there are two ways to sell, or let's call it influence human behavior. The two different ways to influence human behavior are, number one, you can manipulate it, or number two, you can inspire it. So for me, I've done both of these. When I want my children to brush my teeth, I can inspire them by saying, look, mummy's brushing her teeth, keeping my teeth nice and clean, watch me. Or I can say, girls, if you don't brush your teeth, they're going to get so dirty, they're going to fall out, and the dentist is going to say it's disgusting. You know, that's manipulating them. So there are two different ways to encourage what you want to happen. And what we want to do is we want to inspire people. We don't want to manipulate people. But those are the two different ways that we can encourage other people to do what it is that we would love them to do for their benefit or for our own. So 95% of people who do start a network marketing business will not be using the products that they promote in 10 years' time. So the products they're promoting now, or when they start their business, they will not be using them in 10 years' time. And deep down, they know it. They know that as well. Because the energy is felt. People feel that energy. We all know that. We all know we've been, I don't know, sold something by somebody who deep down actually isn't genuine about what they're talking about. I've felt it. I've been to, let me try and think of an example, buy a holiday by somebody that just wants to sell me a holiday, and you can feel that energy. And then I've been to other people to book a holiday who genuinely love what they do. When we booked Disney World, we booked it through people that absolutely love what they do, and they want to impact their knowledge on me. They want to give all of this knowledge, whether I buy and book the holiday or not. They want to help me and answer all of my questions. So we've all been in that situation where we've felt manipulated by somebody, or we've been inspired by somebody. So all of these people that start their network marketing business, 95% of them in 10 years' time are not going to be using the products. Deep down, they know it, and the energy is felt by the people that are watching them and listening to them. And that means that they lack something. They lack authenticity. So this is a really important word, authenticity. This is what they lack. And to be honest, I lacked it when I started my business. I'm going to touch on that in a few minutes. So when these people start their business, they just want to make money. They create value. Sorry, the greater the value to be added to other human beings is not their number one priority. So for all of us on this call tonight, we know that we are involved with our business. We're getting onto the weekly online training because we do have a desire to add value to other human beings' lives. That is something that we're deeply passionate about. Every single one of us on this call tonight is hugely passionate about that. But these people that do set their business up and all they're thinking about is money, they're not thinking about the number one priority. How can I add value to somebody else? So being authentic means believing 100% in why, how, and what you do with your business, and how you show up with your business, and how you promote it as well. So people trust authenticity, which is why so many friends and family wait to buy your products, or they choose you as a mentor, and they choose you to mentor them to start their own business a few years down the line. They wait to say, yes, I want to start my own Arbonne business and I want you to mentor and coach and support me. They tend not to do it straight away, and it's because they wait until you have authenticity. I've seen this firsthand. When I started, I did not have authenticity, because when I started my Arbonne business, I started for the income. I wanted my husband to not work 7 days a week anymore, and I wanted to earn £2,000 a month within the first year of running my Arbonne business. That was my number one priority, and people felt that energy. So when I was telling them about my business, they could feel that energy, and they could tell I wasn't being authentic at all. It was about me, not about them. So this is why so many people did not take me seriously, or listen to me, or buy my products, or choose me to mentor them to start their Arbonne business until a couple of years down the line, until they saw that I had authenticity. And to be honest, I think a lot of us start without being authentic, and that's okay because we can become authentic. So I want you to imagine that you are growing your family. Let's say for a lot of us, that's probably quite a scary thing because a lot of us are not growing our family anymore. Some of us maybe, some of us might not want families, but let's pretend that you are growing your family and you've got a new addition coming along. So a new baby's coming along, you're growing your family and you need a bigger car. You currently drive a 2-seater, something or other, or something that's not big enough to accommodate having a baby. So you're growing your family, you need a bigger car, and you decide to go to the car garage to look at a bigger car. And you speak to the car salesman, you say, okay, we're having a baby, and what we need is a diesel car for whatever reason, distance driving. We need it to be bigger, we need a pushchair to fit into the boot, we need it to be 5 doors, we need it to be comfortable, we need ISOFIX for the car seat, and we need the colour of the car to be easy to keep clean because we're having another baby or a baby and we're not going to have time to clean the car as often. So you list off all of these things that you need, and then the car salesman listens, he narrows down the cars to suit your needs that he has just listened to. And just note as well, he didn't just assume and jump in. He listened to what you wanted. He didn't just see you and your partner pull up at the garage and instantly tell you wanted the brand new Toyota XYZ. He listened to what you wanted. And then he could then suggest to you the 3 cars he's narrowed it down to say what each of the features and benefits are to each of the cars that would be perfect to the needs that you've told him about. And you absolutely love it. You say, yes, we want to buy this brand new car. We want to order it. It's amazing. I'm so happy. Yes. So you buy that car and then you're driving it around and you love it. And then a few days later, after you've picked your car up, your next door neighbour says to you, oh, your car's nice. And you go, yeah, it's great. And they say, do you know what? We're actually expanding our family and we're having another baby and we need a bigger car. Do you think we should get the one that you've just got? And you say to them, well, I only picked it up 2 days ago, so I don't know a lot about it, but it's really comfy and it fits a pushchair in. All you can do is recite about 20% to them, to your next door neighbour, of what the car salesman said to you. You will not be able to remember everything. So you're only reciting back a very small snippet of the information to your next door neighbour. Now you can give them your opinion, that's okay. Giving your opinion is being authentic. If you're telling the truth and say, I love it, it's really comfortable, it was easy to buy, to sort out, that is being true and genuine and authentic. So that's fine, give your opinion, but you can't be fully authentic enough to give them all of the details that they need about the car because you're not a car salesman and you can only recite 20% of what the car salesman told you about the car. So what you need to do is send them to the car salesman. You need to send them to the authentic person. So you need to say to your next door neighbour, I've got a great car salesman, let me send you to them and he'll tell you everything about it. My opinion is I love it, but obviously you need to see a professional, an expert, somebody that knows a lot more than what I do. Because why? Because he's authentic. He knows much more. He has that authenticity. So you're probably thinking, why does he have more authenticity? The reason why is because he's been to trainings. So car salesmen go to trainings like anybody that's recommending anything. He goes and seeks updates on different things like we all do. He has growth in his industry. He's made mistakes and he's learned from them. And he isn't brand new. So he is authentic. He's independently able to tell somebody all of the features and benefits about something that's going to add value to their life. He has authenticity. If he was brand new, he wouldn't be recommending that car to you on his own. He would have somebody mentoring him on the pitch with the cars. He has authenticity. So this is the same as you and your online business. You need your upline in the beginning for authenticity. So one thing I massively don't recommend is letting anyone in your team speak about Arbonne other than their opinion. Obviously their opinion on using products and what they think to the fun things that we do is fine, but don't let anybody in your team speak about Arbonne until they have authenticity. Don't even put anything on social media until you have authenticity. My gosh, I wish that I'd waited until I was authentic about Arbonne until I started posting stuff on social media. So how does somebody in Arbonne become authentic? So they have to show up for trainings. They need to be trained, okay? This is a multi-million-pound global business. You have to be trained. You get onto the weekly online trainings. If you can't get onto them live, you watch the recordings, that's fine. You go to the monthly region trainings for the updates and for the information and the conferences that are run. So we have a conference in September and a conference in April. Make sure that your new consultant, or if you're the new consultant, then you have watched several one-to-ones. You've watched several product events. You've watched several launches, several DAs, and several group events. And then by the end of listening and watching all of that information, you're probably going to be pretty authentic about Arbonne. You're probably now likely to carry on using Arbonne products for the rest of your life, whether you're upline or there or not, because you've built that authenticity. So one other thing as well, to build that authenticity that we all need, is you need to read the Arbonne Code of Ethics. That is easy to find on the source, and make sure the Code of Ethics fits in line with you, because that was my values and my ethics as a human being. If you read the Arbonne Code of Ethics and you don't agree with it, then that's where you need to question whether you are running your business in with the right company. The code of ethics that Arbonne have is perfect for me. It's being honest, it's being genuine, it's being supportive to other people, adding value to their lives above and beyond what I want to gain. It is great for me. And to be honest, it's probably great for everybody here, because I can see everybody that's on the call tonight, in my opinion, is a fantastic Arbonne consultant that genuinely does care about other people. So you probably will find that the Arbonne Code of Ethics is you through and through. But if it's not, that's absolutely okay. We're all different human beings. And if it's not, then it's probably not the right business for you, and that's okay. So a few things as well is, an Arbonne consultant, to have authenticity, needs to be using Arbonne products and not promoting Arbonne and then using a hand wash in their bathroom from a completely different company. Without authenticity, talking to people about Arbonne being a fit for them is being unethical. You need to have that authenticity when you're talking to them, and not be creating any short-term pressure upon them as joining the business or buying products, because if you do that, you're not going to build long-term loyalty from people. So a few parts of the ethics in Arbonne. So these are things that take us away. These are things that will take you away from running an ethical business and would taint Arbonne. A few things that I've noted down. So the first thing I wanted to talk about is online networking. So being ethical with your Arbonne business when you're online networking is the same as networking in person. So if you went to the gym and you bumped into somebody that you didn't know and you striked up a conversation, you said, "Oh, I love your protein shaker. Where did you get it from?" And they say, and you've got a conversation going, you wouldn't then start blurting into, "Oh, I run my own Arbonne business. I've got space for somebody to join my team. You can join my team. We'll do this." But you wouldn't blurt into all of that. So if you wouldn't do something in person when you met somebody randomly at a barbecue or the gym or at a hen do, then don't do that with people online, because people online are still human beings. They don't need you to start blurting on about Arbonne. I've done it in the early days when I didn't have authenticity, when I wasn't authentic, and I massively regret it, because I spoiled so many relationships with people that took a long time to then rebuild those relationships, to show that I am authentic, I do have authenticity, I am genuine, I am ethical, I am thinking about them and not just myself. So when you're online networking, you need to be thinking about other people and building that friendship, building that relationship. And sometimes I don't even mention Arbonne to anybody until we've built that relationship over a few days or a few weeks or a few months. Unless they ask me what I do, I might say, "Oh, I run my own business from home with the products from a company called Arbonne. Have you ever heard of it?" They might say no. I probably wouldn't even go straight into my business, because I don't know them enough to know if talking about Arbonne is even a fit for them or not. So you need to get to know a person first. Imagine how you would like to be spoken to. Before you start online networking, put yourself in that other person's shoes. Would you want to be spoken to the way you're just about to speak to somebody? Or if you're just about to post something, would you want to see that on your newsfeed? Because I can't speak for everybody, but my gosh, I find it cringeworthy when I see posts come up on Facebook that say something about, do you want to earn £10,000 a month? Message me to join my team. I think, would anybody actually do that? Like, because if I was reading that, there's no way I would message them to try not to post things that you personally would find either cringeworthy or unethical or unauthentic. When you talk to people, you need to know why you feel like mentioning Arbonne products or Arbonne business would be a fit for them. So you can't actually do that until you know them. So you need to know a little bit about them from a conversation. You know, if they say to you, I'm on maternity leave, I don't want to go back to work, I love animal cruelty-free products. If they say things like that, then you can then say, well, I work for this company that helps people build a secondary income every month so they don't have to go back to work from maternity leave. And it's also with products that are animal cruelty free. You can link that in. That is a perfect way to link in what you have, what information you have that would benefit them, because you've heard what they've said. But don't start saying things about your Arbonne business if you can't physically link it to something they've said. You need to build that relationship first. So only go in depth about Arbonne for their benefit. If you can see a clear link about there being a benefit only. So be truthful. Only network in places online that you have a desire to know more about. So the last thing you want to do is network in places where you're not being honest. So for me, if I went to, I'm trying to think about something in person. So let's say I went to Slimming World in person to network. That would be me not being honest. That would be me not being authentic, because I've got no desire to do Slimming World. I have no desire to lose weight. That would be me being very, very fake and not real and not authentic. The same applies to online networking. Don't connect and network in places where you're not being your true self. So for me, I had a massive desire to know more about pole fitness, to know more about veganism, to know more about mums that build businesses from home, to know more about the New Zealand culture. So I have genuine desires to know more things about these topics that interest me and are in line with me as a person. So I join these groups on Facebook. So if you are looking to network online, that's absolutely fine, but be authentic about it. Don't join a pole fitness page if you're not interested in pole fitness, because you're not being true, you're not being authentic. So make sure that you are authentic when you're networking. Be honest and be truthful, and only network in places where you genuinely do have a connection to know more about that topic. Next thing I want to mention is don't encourage people to buy products that they don't need or want. Even if it's a case of not hitting your bonus, it's just not going to build you a loyal client base. The last thing you want is to encourage people to buy things that they don't need or want, because they're not going to promote you to other people. They're not going to recommend you to other people at all. Find a fit and ask questions. So the next thing I want to say is do not flood. This is loads of do nots. I hate this. I prefer to keep things positive. Don't flood your personal Facebook page with all about your products. Put that on your business page. Your personal Facebook page is absolutely fine to promote the odd product that you personally are using. You know, I take pictures of my fizz stick and will post it and say, oh my gosh, I couldn't live without my fizz sticks. Things like that are you through and through. Whether you were selling these products or not, you would probably post that anyway. That's okay. But the last thing you want to do is have a profile page where it's not got your picture for the profile, and instead it's got an Arbonne symbol, which you really, really don't want to do. You need to have your profile picture because it's you. People buy from people they know, like, and trust, not from an Arbonne logo. And secondly, you don't want to have your personal Facebook page flooded with buy this, buy that, 50% off this, 50% off that. People go on Facebook to network, not to shop. Okay, so it's absolutely okay to recommend things in a very natural way that you would do whether you were selling products or not. But if you're posting things that are just about selling, it's not the place to do it. It's the quickest way to get people to delete you as a friend or to unfollow you. Trust me, I've been there and done it myself. I've learned. Okay, so one of the big no-no is adding people into groups without asking. I'm sure we've all been on the receiving end of this, where we've been added into somebody's group that runs a network marketing business. we didn't even connect with them. They haven't even spoke to us, and they've added us into this page. And you just think, why would you do that? Like, why? So try not to do it yourself. So if you have got an Arbonne page, if it's a business page, you can send them an invitation to like it, and they can choose if they like your business page or not. If you've got a group and you just add them in without asking, they get automatically added in, and then they have to get frustrated to try and find out how they can get out of it. And then they think you're a bit daft anyway, because they think, why have they added me into this? They don't even know me. How do they know this is even benefit? And these are the quickest ways to taint our beautiful, beautiful Arbonne company. This is the best way to make you not authentic. So you do not want to be doing that at all. So sending people back. This is the best way to prove that you are an authentic consultant. So most people start Arbonne and they're not authentic, and that's okay, because it's something that we learn. The best way to know if you are an authentic consultant, if you've hit that authenticity mark, is if you're sending people back. So when I was on holiday in Cyprus the other week, I was chatting to people by the pool, as you do. Our kids are playing and we get chatting. I'm like, oh, what do you do? And they start telling me, and they say, oh, what do you do? And I say, oh, I work for this company. I own my own business. I get to use and recommend these fabulous health and wellness products and help other people be healthy and happy and have loads of fun. I absolutely love it. And they go, oh, is it Arbonne? And I was like, yeah. Well, I heard of it. And they were like, yeah, I have actually. And I've been approached about doing it, but I wasn't quite sure. I didn't know. So straight away, I said, oh my gosh, it's amazing. Who do you know? Who's told you about it? Because if I know that person, I'm going to massively big them up. If I don't, I'll say, oh, I don't know them, but I'm sure that they are absolutely brilliant about what they do. When you get back from holiday from Cyprus, you need to go back, pop them a message and tell them that you're interested to know a little bit more, and you just need a little bit more clarity on what they've already told you. And I was answering their questions regardless. They're not going to join my business. They're not going to impact my paycheck. They're not going to grow my team. But I was more than happy to answer all of their Arbonne questions, because I have built authenticity, and it's not about me. What it's about is building our beautiful Arbonne company across the world and growing it regardless as to what team people are in. We want Arbonne to grow and grow and grow, so that we can prove that we are the #1 network marketing company that gives back, and we have authenticity and the highest standards of ethics of all network marketing companies, and to be that company that changes the face of network marketing forever, giving other people a chance to be able to have this in their lives without having preconceptions. It doesn't matter to me if that person joins my team or not, because it's not about that. It's about helping them have something in their life that's going to benefit them, make them healthier, make them happier, and it's going to contribute to the whole of Arbonne and the whole of network marketing and the world of people I've never met. Because when they hear about network marketing, they're not going to have a bad perception. They're going to have a good perception, because Arbonne's such a household name. So sending people back is so important. Now, if somebody does say that they have already heard of Arbonne, and you say, oh my gosh, it's great, you should go back to the person that told you about it. And if they say, oh, the person that told me about it doesn't do Arbonne anymore, then I believe it's absolutely okay to then say, oh, okay, I'm so sorry to hear that. Well, I'm running my business. I'll be running my business forevermore. So if you like, I can tell you a little bit more about it. So that's okay. That's not treading on anyone's toes, because they know that person that originally told them is no longer doing the business. So you're not then taking the place of anybody else. And you've done the right thing by suggesting sending them back in the first place. But they've confirmed, oh, the person that told me doesn't do it anymore. They're doing something else or whatever. Or if they say, I would go back to the person that told me about it, but we don't get on, it was my husband, we're divorced, or for whatever reason that they say, then fine, okay, absolutely understand. I can understand why you wouldn't want to be coached and mentored by them. I'm happy to tell you everything. If you do have a speaking relationship with them, it's probably a good idea just to let them know that you are going to start your own Arbonne business, but you're choosing to be sponsored and mentored by somebody else, or I can tell them on your behalf, just because it's polite and it's the right thing to do. So I would always send people back to the person that first told them about Arbonne, went through products, went through the business, somebody that they want to be mentored and sponsored and coached by. But if there's a reason why they can't, absolutely fine. You're not treading on anyone's toes there. So you're going to have to take each example as and when it comes. So the last thing that I want to go through is just being genuine, being authentic, building that authenticity up so that everything that you are doing protects Arbonne. So everything that you do that involves Arbonne, have a think about Peter Mork, who created this company to help people be the best them that they could possibly be. Are you putting Arbonne in a good light, or are you putting Arbonne in a bad light? And I've done things before in the past where I've put Arbonne in a bad light, and I'm embarrassed at my own things that I've done, posting on social media that was all about me. What can I get? Where can I get people to buy my products or get people to join my team? All of that, and all of that terminology was all about me and not about helping people. That was when I didn't have authenticity or high ethics with Arbonne. Now, I've learned so much in the past couple of years, especially from reading books like It Starts With Why and other such personal development books, and getting onto the weekly online trainings and the monthly region trainings. I've learned so much that my authenticity has built up so much that when I talk to people about Arbonne, it absolutely is not about whether they're going to buy products from me or join my business. It 100,000,000% is about them. I absolutely open myself up to it being about them. How can I give them more information to help them that's going to add value to their lives? And they might say, Danni, thank you for all of your time. I'm going to do Arbonne, but with somebody else. Oh, that's absolutely okay. No problem, because it's not about me. It's about Arbonne. It's about them. It's about network marketing. And that is having authenticity. So everybody here can have that high-end authenticity, and you either got it or you're growing towards it. You definitely are not in a position where you don't have it, because you're on the call now, and that means you either have it or you're growing towards it, because otherwise you wouldn't be on the call. So you definitely are on the way or have authenticity and those high ethics. Just continue with your training. Order this book, It Starts With Why, and go into YouTube and type in Starts With Why, and it will automatically come up with Simon Sinek, who did a 15-minute video about how it actually works. And when you watch it, 15 minutes, all you will think about is Arbonne do this, Arbonne start with why, Arbonne is this. He talks about Apple technology and different companies. He doesn't mention Arbonne, but you'll know, you'll feel it, that is Arbonne through and through. So I'm just going to share my screen to go back to this. So that is to wrap up everything about being authentic and having that authenticity and growing towards having it, and remaining ethical in your business, and thinking about everything that you do before you do it, what reflection that's having an Arbonne and everybody else in the team, because everything that you do with your Arbonne business will have an impact on the next person with their Arbonne business. So it has an impact if you do something that's unethical or unauthentic with your Arbonne business. Other people are going to have people say to them, well, I know someone that did Arbonne and this is how they did it, and I don't like that. So you're having an impact on other people as well. So really build up having that authenticity and having those high ethics and those high standards of promoting this company to a high level that it is. So I just want to welcome some new business builders. So welcome to the team, Bethany Taylor, sponsored by Jodie Richardson. And I'd like to welcome Marcy Kozlowska, sponsored by Milena Skubel. And a little tiny bit of housekeeping before we wrap up. AAC tickets, our annual conference on September the 2nd and September the 3rd. It's a Friday and a Saturday. If you don't already have your ticket, you're mental. You need to have your ticket to this event. It's our annual conference. This is the best place to build your authenticity. When I went to AAC last year, my first annual conference for Arbonne, this is where my authenticity shot through the roof, because I picked up so much information. I became very genuine about what I was talking about. It is the best place to become and learn how to be the most authentic you can be. And your high ethics will be so far up there that when you come back, September will be the biggest month you've ever had with your business. It always is. AAC attendees always come back, and the statistics show their business grows off the charts in high figures. Next up, we have Sunday the 14th of August. Dr. Laura Millard is having a car presentation in Chester. On the same day, ERVP Gillian Hoyhan is having her car presentation in Bushey, London. On Sunday, the 21st of August, Regional Vice President Ashley Carr is having her car presentation in Scotland, East Kilbride. And then Melton area training is on Zoom on Monday, the 15th of August, 7 till 9 p.m. So that's the dates for the business. Thank you so much, everybody, for getting online and listening to this call as always. We'll see you all next Sunday at the same time. Bye, everybody. It's been a long time since we've been down. So come on, let's keep doing it like we're doing it. Doing it like